Hey everyone, so today we're talking about should your business register with CIPC? Uh, there seems to be a question on everybody's lips for some reason. Been snowed under with emails regarding this. Should your business be registered? One of the very common questions I get is, can they register a CC? And CCs have been done away with since 2011, which tells me that people are still not up to date with the types of businesses that they can register and what suits them best. So here goes. Let's touch on the top three profit-based businesses in South Africa at the moment. There are many. I'm just speaking on the main three that people seem to be working with, and we'll flesh it out from there in videos to come. I'd like to touch on the top three businesses that seem to be a concern for most people. Number one is your sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship means that your business exists solely on your personal capacity. It's considered an informal business. It is not registered with CIPC, which means that the liability for the business rests on you. For example, if you have an online business and you are delivering goods to your customer, and if you have an accident or if you cause an accident while you are delivering the goods or while you are conducting your business functions, the liability for that accident falls onto you personally and not just onto your business. So if you've got to pay out someone for that accident and you can't afford to pay it out from your business profits, they're going to start attacking your personal assets. So when you're a sole proprietorship, you absorb the liability for your business as well, because the business is not considered a separate entity from you. You are your business. Your business is you. What happens to your business actually happens to you. The other thing to bear in mind as a sole proprietorship, you are one with your business, and if you are married in community of property, your spouse becomes one with your business as well. So any legal liabilities that fall onto your business as a sole proprietorship are automatically absorbed by your spouse as well. Next one I'd like to touch on is a partnership. So a partnership is the same as a sole proprietorship. It's just that there are more than one people involved. So a sole proprietorship is when it's just you within the business. A partnership, it's where it's you and a few others, or maybe just one other person within the business, but you still have the same liability, and it's the exact same concept as a sole proprietorship. The legal responsibility falls onto you, and your business is not considered separate from yourself and the other partners involved. So if there are any legal liabilities, it will be absorbed between you, your partners, and the business. It's important to remember that from a tax perspective, each partner is responsible for their own taxes on their personal capacity. So the next business is a private limited business, which you could register with CIPC, and that is a registered business. So talking about a private limited company. A private limited company is a formal business registered with CIPC. You'd find that a private limited company enjoys better tax benefits than a sole proprietorship, or apart from that, it's considered a separate legal entity from its directors, which means that the business has its own legal capacity and the business is liable in its own legal capacity. So simply put, if the business has any sort of legal financial obligations, if the business comes under attack of any form, then the business is dealt with, and the liability of the directors are very limited as opposed to a sole proprietorship and a partnership. People say that you shouldn't register a business from get-go, but I'd just like to clarify that a little bit. It depends on the objective of your business. So there are many people who say it depends on the financial capacity and financial strength of your business, but I believe it depends on the objective of your business. Your business is not obligated to be registered if it's performing under a certain financial bracket. If you are happy with your business earning a certain amount of money, a very small amount of money, let's say it's a tuck shop, and you only want to operate as a tuck shop and you don't want to grow bigger than that. If that's all you really want to do, then function as a sole proprietorship, because your expenses are low, your risk is low, your income is lower than what SARS would expect. You pay taxes on your personal capacity, and it's pretty low. It's a safe business not to register. But if you're looking at financial growth, if you want to tender, if you want to do business with corporates, if you want to do businesses with businesses that are bigger than yours, if you have a business-to-business service, if you're looking at financial growth, I strongly advise that you register your business. And there are many benefits that come from registering a business. So let's just touch on that a little bit today. So one of the very first benefits of having a registered business is the access you have to funding and loans. As an informal business, you can only apply for a loan on a personal capacity. And yes, you would have your business bank account, which is tied up to yourself, that the bank would look at and give you a loan according to your financial status and your financial management. When you are a registered business, you have access to funding. You can actually raise a capital for your business. So, for example, you could say, I'm going to issue 20% of my shares to an investment partner if they invest capital in my business. So in exchange for the capital, I'm going to give you 20% of the shares in my business. So you can raise your own funding. That's the number one benefit of having a registered business. The other thing is that as you grow your business's bank account and you accurately manage that bank account, you'd find that you have better funding and loan options from financial institutes. Is that it certainly increases your client database. Most businesses, bigger businesses, corporations, smaller businesses, government organizations find it easier and safer to do this with registered companies. When a company is not registered, you'd find that bigger corporations lose faith in those businesses and take a step back. There's always preference given to a registered business. It's also important to note that if you wish to tender, you have to be a registered business. The third benefit of being a registered organization, your BBBEE certification. Registered businesses qualify for BBBEE certificate. If you're a micro enterprise, if you're a small enterprise earning below a certain threshold of income, you have an automatic exemption and you receive a level 1 BEE certification, which is really good for you, and it improves the likelihood of you winning a tender. And it also contributes very nicely to the BEE scoring of bigger companies, which is why bigger companies prefer to do work with people with strong BEE ratings. Informal businesses don't always enjoy this benefit. In videos to come, I'm going to speak to you a little bit more about how BEE certifications work and why it's so important in our economy today. The fourth benefit of a registered business is that your business has its own legal identity, which limits the business risks and liabilities to the business. The last thing you want is to take a risk in your business and to be held liable for it on a personal capacity, which means that you're holding hostage all the things that you've worked hard for throughout this lifetime. Your house, your car, your personal assets, whatever that may be, you are putting that on the line every time you take a business risk and you are not a registered business. So having a registered business gives your business its own identity, and it gives you limited risks when it comes to your personal assets. And the fifth benefit of being a registered business, which is probably my favorite at the moment. Generally speaking, registered businesses enjoy better tax benefits than individuals. Many people have the myth that they are obligated to pay SARS a lot of money. But I strongly advise that you speak to a tax practitioner or a tax consultant or even an accountant to understand the tax benefits that registered businesses enjoy. If you'd like me to put you in touch with a few tax professionals or tax practitioners, please drop me an email, or you can comment on the thread below and I'll be sure to send you some details. My professional conclusion is registering with CIPC as a private limited may initially seem complex, but will ultimately broaden your potential client database, alleviate personal financial risk, eliminate unnecessary tax burdens, and open you up to funding. If you'd like to register your business or find out the type of business you should register, please feel free to contact me. My email address is capricegovender@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer any of the concerns that you have. I'd also like to request that you like and subscribe to the page for more tips on how to grow your business. In videos to come, I'm going to be discussing more about the BEE certificate. I'm going to be speaking about tax benefits for your business, and I'm also going to be speaking about in detail the types of companies that you can choose from when registering your business. Take care, stay safe, and have a good evening.